तुम जहां भी होंगे वहां सर्व कार्य सफल होंगे। देखो, सहारा मिल गया, तुम निश्चिंत हो गए। उसने तुम्हारी संपूर्ण जिम्मेवारी ले ली है। इससे बड़ा भाग्य क्या हो सकता है? शिव बाबा के वरदानों में पलता हुआ तुम्हारा जीवन धन्य धन्य हो गया। तुमने भगवान का हर चरित्र देखा, उसे सृष्टि पर अपने दिव्य कर्म करते देखा। जो कुछ तुमने देखा वह चारों युगों में किसी ने नहीं देखा। अपने श्रेष्ठ भाग्य की स्मृति में रहो तो भाग्य का सूर्य तुम्हारे मस्तक पर चमक उठेगा। भाग्य विधाता शिव बाबा के गुण गाओ, उसके उपकार को याद करो, तो तुम स्वयं भी मास्टर भाग्य विधाता बन जाओगे। ओम शांति।
मधुबन में आए भगवान, मधुबन में आए भगवान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम। मधुबन में आए भगवान, मधुबन में आए भगवान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम। मधुबन है तीर्थ महान, मधुबन है तीर्थ महान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम। मधुबन में, हाँ मधुबन में। शांति स्तंभ में शक्ति भर लो, शांति स्तंभ में शक्ति भर लो, शांति स्तंभ में शक्ति भर लो, शांति स्तंभ में शक्ति भर लो। कुटिया में रूह रिहान कर लो, कुटिया में रूह रिहान कर लो। आए हैं करने कल्याण, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम। मधुबन में, हाँ हाँ मधुबन में, हाँ। हिस्ट्री हाल में व्यर्थ मिटा लो, हिस्ट्री हाल में व्यर्थ मिटा लो, हिस्ट्री हाल में व्यर्थ मिटा लो, हिस्ट्री हाल में व्यर्थ मिटा लो। तुम आकर योग लगा लो, कमरे में आकर योग लगा लो, बनना हो बाप समान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, मधुबन में, हाँ हाँ मधुबन में। फल देने को आए, भक्ति का फल देने को आए, भक्ति का फल देने को आए, भक्ति का फल देने को आए, भटकन से हमें छुड़ाने आए, भटकन से हमें छुड़ाने आए, मधुबन में ही सारा जहां। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, मधुबन में, हाँ हाँ मधुबन में। हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई, हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई, हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई, हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई, फादर मौला गुरु गोसाई, फादर मौला गुरु गोसाई, सबके लिए है समान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, मधुबन में आए भगवान, मधुबन में आए भगवान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, मधुबन है तीर्थ महान, मधुबन है तीर्थ महान। दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, 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 चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम, दर्शन कर लो चारों धाम।
consciousness and vibration on the planet.
भुवन हमारी राहों में खिले खुशी के हजार उपवन हमारी राहों में, हमारी राहों में।
To the positive upliftment of humanity. Dear sisters and brothers, humanity will only survive and thrive if we seek solution together. Wherever we are, we can make a real difference. Wherever there is discrimination, we can step forward to help safeguard people's rights to live free from fear and abuse. This event is a good opportunity to amplify and raise our voice and take a stand for human dignity.
हमारी राहों में।
Mapa mare धीरे mapa mare ma mapa da sare da mapa da mare
रूप अनुप यही नैनों में अपने निस दिन घूम रहा, अनुप यही नैनों में अपने निस दिन घूम रहा। अनहद के नाद सुने तेरे अंतर आनंद समा रहा। अनहद के नाद सुने तेरे अंतर आनंद समा रहा। सबको बुलाए तुझसे मिलाए शीतल छाँव में, हमारी राहों में। ओ सबको बुलाए तुझसे मिलाए शीतल छाँव में, हमारी राहों में। खिले खुशी के हजार उपवन हमारी राहों में, हमारी राहों में। गहने गुणों के हम पहने हीरा हमें बनाया है। गहने गुणों के हम पहने, हीरा हमें बनाया है। पवित्रता के मोती भर के मस्तक को चमकाया है। पवित्रता के मोती भर के मस्तक को चमकाया है। किरण किरण उतर उतर बिखर गई सभी दिशाओं में,
हमारी राहों में।
किरण किरण उतर उतर बिखर गई सभी दिशाओं में,
हमारी राहों में।
खिले खुशी के हजारों उपवन हमारी राहों में,
हमारी राहों में। इन निगाहों में
रिलैक्सेशन कमेंट्री। आपका स्वागत है। आइए।
When you look at space, I wanted to take us on a vision that I had where we move through space and time in timelessness with our heart, our soul, and our spirit together. So this is around the stars, and let us move through the space in the future with understanding that we are one planet. So this is around the stars.
Please hold my hand, my beautiful brother. All we need is love for one another. And around the stars we go. And around the stars we go. Please hold my hand, my beautiful sister. It's all written right there in the scripture. And around the stars we go. And around the stars we go. Together I know we can live as one. There's no limit to all that we can become. Around the stars we go. May the sun always warm up your heart. May you always find light when it's dark. You're the master of your soul. And around the stars we go. There's nothing that you can't get through. But when you feel weak, I will carry you. And around the stars we'll go. And around the stars we'll go. Together I know we can live as one. There's no limit to all that we can become. And around the stars we'll go. And around the stars we'll go. Together I know we can live as one. There's no limit to all that we can become. And around the stars we'll go. And around the stars we'll go. And around the stars we'll go. And around the stars we'll go.
Is this good? Can you hear me? All right, wonderful. We have, oh, this is a little loose here. We'll have some more music from our choir coming up, and some soloists, and some poetry, and some dynamic speakers. So thank you so much. But this next individual is a wonderful friend and spiritual leader and teacher. This is Sister Dr. Jenna, a spiritual leader, author, radio host, TV personality, renowned speaker, and founder of the Meditation Museum. There are two of them in the metropolitan DC area. She was selected by EBW 2020 as one of the most of the 100 influential leaders for 2015. Her mission is to decode critical current issues and offer a perspective for folks to find clarity, power, and insight. Despite the many challenges that we face on a global scale, Sister Jenna has an uncanny ability to connect us back to where our problems originated and to shift our awareness toward the solutions. Her voice is a voice of influence and is particularly needed in the wake of tragedy and increasing violence in our world. So, Sister Jenna is here to share from her heart and soul. Let's welcome Sister Dr. Jenna.
Thank you, Reverend Sylvia, and Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti.
Paul, I'm so glad I'm coming up after you. You just made this so easy. So what I'd like to do, because we've got a lot of eloquent speakers, I'd like to take us into Om. Is that okay? All right, sit up straight. Take a moment to breathe. Inhale and exhale. And in your first Om, I'd like you to Om peace to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Can we do that? Yeah. I think they're under a lot of duress, a lot of tension. There's a lot to do in the country. So,
परमात्मा से बरसती जा रही है और मैं इस परमात्म दिव्य प्रकाश से भरपूर होती जा रही हूं। मेरा रोम रोम शक्तिशाली हो रहा है। मेरा प्रभामंडल अलौकिक दिव्य शक्ति से तेजोमय हो रहा है। अब यह दिव्य अलौकिक तेज समस्त विश्व में फैल रहा है। मैं आत्मा प्रसन्न, स्वस्थ, सुचरित्र बनती जा रही हूं। ओम शांति।
खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मेरी मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम। तूफान से ही तो लड़ने खुदा ने तुझे गढ़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है।
Didn't we, Paul? Did you like the cows? You love the cows. Did you love the driving? Okay, it was amazing. And we had an incredible time on the mountaintop in India with thousands of yogis just working on changing themselves. And so when Reverend Sylvia mentioned about Stand Up for Humanity, I thought of Brother Mrityunjaya. He's the backbone of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization, which is the only female-run spiritual organization in the world. Isn't that sweet? Yay! The fact that it has 9,000 branches in 120 countries with 1 million volunteers, with people who are very self-reflective. They're really working very hard on changing themselves, transforming their weaknesses into strengths. Brother Mrityunjaya stands as a giant, not only in the Brahma Kumari community, but Brother Mrityunjaya counsels world leaders on what are the best approaches to take, especially during times of chaos and conflict. I would like to invite him up now to address you all the way from Mount Abu, India. Brother Mrityunjaya from the Brahma Kumaris, I warmly welcome you to the nation's capital on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
Let us all sit together for 1 minute silence and invoke the divine blessings to wake up, to stand up, to move together, and to rise together and work together in silence. Om Shanti. It gives me an immense pleasure, privilege and honor to participate in this wonderful event, significant event, memorable event. We all together stand up and give a big hand to Sister Sylvia Ben for calling all of us together for a wonderful cause. Thank you. My dear brothers and sisters on both the sides, my dear loving sisters and brothers in front of me, my dear holy brothers and sisters and back of me, and the entire media brothers and sisters. I have come from Brahmakumaris Ishwariya Vishwavidyalaya, Mount Abu, Rajasthan, India. India was a land of deities. India was land of Buddha. India was land of Mahavira. India was land of Krishna. India was land of divine Shiva. India was land of Brahma, Adi Dev, father of humanity. I am glad to participate in this wonderful event to stand up for humanity. We are not only stand up, we have to walk together. We have to look forward together. We live together and we work together. I hope you will make it as an event, not just as an event, but as a process to transformation of the globe. Is it not? Yeah. So I request all of you for a moment stand up. Stand for a moment. and look each other, your neighbor, hold their hands, smile for a while. Smile for a while, it costs you nothing. Nothing, is it not? You know, we are standing in front of Lincoln Memorial, surrounding so many memorials, and then Martin Luther King is looking towards us, War Memorial is looking towards us, and we are looking towards humanity, towards the future of humanity. When you look around this world, please sit down now. We have religious institutions, churches, temples, constitutions, from different constitutions from different countries. Especially when I look America has carved this country with a fundamental, with the values, that is unity. I am very glad Unity of Church is organizing this wonderful event. And unity, liberty and equality, that is the basic prerequisite for peace, happiness and live together and work together and for the humanity. So what Brahmakumaris also stand for that, purity, unity, peace and prosperity of the humanity. It won't look into the body and bodily religion, bodily bondages, but it advocates and teaches to practice soul conscious, God conscious, value conscious and meditate for a better change, for a better living, for better happiness. So once we go inside and automatically the change comes. We believe change, an individual can make a big change. As you know, Mahatma Gandhi, through non-violence, through truth, he brought a big transformation in the country. And many more, Martin Luther also followed the same principle, and many more, Buddha through meditation, Mahavir through meditation, through yoga, transferred the many individuals and the society also. Brahmakumaris also believe in that concept and we advocate, and I am very glad to know our wonderful music brother and our sisters have visited Mount Abu and have acknowledged this concept and they are advocating for this concept. And I once again say, when I look around the world at present, when I watch the television channels, when I open the pages of the newspaper, what I see, what I feel, what I experience, to me is the world is moving towards the criminalization of human consciousness. You have got a literature, you have got a books, you have got libraries, you have got constitution, you have got many things. Still, when I look around, when I watch the activities of the human beings, and especially in many parts of the world, including America, but I see criminalization of human consciousness. Number one. Number two, communalization of human activities, human relationship. Thirdly, commercialization of every human activities. And all this unrighteousness, we have got Human Rights Commission, we have got courts, we have got so many other things. All these are now legalized. Criminalization is legalized. Criminalization is patronized. Criminalization is globalized now. It is a global activity. Although we wanted to civilize, we wanted to humanize, we wanted to spiritualize, we want to divinize, but things are happening negatively. So at this moment, I wish this program just not to become an event, but it should become a tsunami of peace, tsunami of love, tsunami of happiness, tsunami for caring humanity. Is it not? Yes, thank you very much. Just like Potomac River moving in the backside, it's silently, peacefully, and also giving such a pleasant appearance. So each Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris and each individuals of this world, if we wake up, because we have got around 7 billion individuals in this planet, is it not? 7 billion individuals. If each individual, if we stand up for humanity, work for humanity, live for humanity, think for humanity, meditate for humanity, I think we can create a better world within a short period also. We can eliminate all crimes, all illusion, all confusion, all conflicts, all war, all violences, all negativity, and I hope this can turn into a new challenge, but challenges can be converted into opportunity, opportunity can be converted into an excellency. And each individual, if they become an excellent being, a global being, and living being for motivating others, and I believe, and I trust, and I hope, because individual changes make a global change. Is it not? Yes. Individual force, power can bring a power, not nuclear power, not military power, not economic power alone, but nuclear conscious power. As this motto of this event is to raise the conscious, awaken the conscious, live with our conscious, not double-minded conscious, not perverted conscious, not with negative conscious, but positive power can influence any individual and society and the governments, and we can ultimately establish a new world order based on love, based on truth, based on understanding, based on brotherhood. Is it not? So let us all give a big clap and then rise above our body conscious and live together and wake together and understand together and invoke the Divine Father power for us and for the whole humanity. With this I say Om Shanti. I would like to say a simple message: be good, do good. Be simple, be sample. Be careful, be loveful. Be holy, be yogi. With this I conclude my message, and I once again thank all the brothers and sisters. Om Shanti. Namaste.
I love it. Be good, do good. Quite simple, right? Be good, do good. For our beingness always precedes our doingness. So be good and do good. So as we move along quickly, we have our next speakers, Reverend Tony Fish, who's the Senior Minister of Unity in Frederick, Maryland. And I see a couple of Unity Center of Healing Light. I see Unity of Roanoke Valley. I see Unity of Gaithersburg. I know Fredericksburg's out here. So let's welcome Ms. Tony Fish. She is now the board chair for Unity Worldwide Ministries. Ms. Reverend Tony Fish. Hey, yeah. All right. And right there is Unity in Frederick. There are a couple of us floating around, so thank you. First off, I want to bring greetings to you from our CEO, Reverend Donna Johnson, who was to be here today and just could not make it work in her schedule. So she's asked me to step in, and I will do my best to give you a Donna message as well as a Tony message. But when Sylvia asked me to do this, to step in, I thought, sure, I stand up for humanity. Doesn't everybody stand up for humanity? And then I said, well, what do we mean by humanity? Because you see, there are two definitions in the dictionary for the word humanity. The first definition is the human race, human beings collectively. And I thought, yes, yes. In Unity, our way shower, Jesus didn't stutter. He said, love them all. And that means everyone. That means the entire human race. Not just somebody that looks like me, and not just somebody that talks like me, or somebody that believes like me, or religiously or politically. It's everyone. Even the ones that don't believe like me, and don't look like me, and don't love like me, and don't believe politically. It's everyone. And intellectually, I know I do that. And when I talk to you, I know I do that. And when I talk to my congregation, I know I do that. And then I looked at the second definition of humanity. The second definition says humaneness. benevolence. And the synonyms for that are compassion, love, equality, justice, fairness, generosity. Do I stand for that humanity? When I wake up in the morning and my alarm clock goes off and the dogs want to go out, what's the first thing I say? Oh, shit, it's Monday. Hey, you know, it's like, or do I say, thank you, God, for these wonderful puppies that wake me up on a Monday morning, and thank you, God, for the wonderful things I'm going to be doing today. Which one of them expresses my humanity? And then when I get in the line at my favorite Starbucks and I'm running late, and the barista mixes up my order, what do I say? How do I feel? What is my thought? And then when someone walks into our center looking like they haven't had a shower in a while, and it's cold outside, and they say the heater that we use to heat the tent that we're living in the forest 2 miles down the road is broken. Can you help us? What is my first reaction? Is it, I wonder if this is a scam? I wonder if they really live in the tent, or why aren't they working? Or why haven't they? And what? Or do I say, turn to my other minister and say, what have we got that we can do? Let's call Walmart. Let's get them a heater. Do I stand in my humanity to stand for humanity? What does it take for me to stand in my humanity on a day-to-day basis? It requires that I look at myself and that I go inside and I find my prejudices and my hidden agendas and let them go. Work through them and say, there's something better than this. And I am a manifestation of divine stuff. And I live better than this. That's better than who I am showing up as right now. And so, yes, it's work. And sometimes it hurts like hell. But it's what we are. If we are standing in our humaneness, in our humanity, to stand up for the entire human race and all other living things on this living planet, then we must stand up, stand in our humanity to stand up for humanity. In closing, I want to quote one of my favorite authors. The author's name is Unknown. You know that author? Unknown? Yeah. In that quote, that author says, "My being human is a given. I can't change that. But living my humanity is a choice every minute of every day." My brothers and sisters, may our choices be wise and loving. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Thank you, Reverend Tony. We're heading down toward the home stretch, but I thought we could use a little bit more music. So, do you know what the world is in need of today? Oh, love. So, I'm going to bring up Mr. Will Weatherspoon.
your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. Is that love in need of a love today? Don't delay, sing yours in right away. Hey, going round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. To make you his possession, and if we let it destroy everybody, we all must take precautionary measures. If nothing please you treasure, then you'll hear me when I say, oh, that love, come on, and need all the love today. Don't delay, sing yours in right away. You know that hate's going round, breaking. It's trying to break my heart sometimes. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. What do you love's in need of love today? Don't delay, sing yours in right away. You know that hate's going round, breaking. It's trying to break my heart sometimes. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far.
Love's in need of love today. And we are the ones to bring it, right? Yeah, we're bringing our light, we're bringing our love. So as we move on with our program, I want to introduce to you Reverend Russell Highland, from Minister of Unity of Fairfax. He's been the minister there since 2013. And prior to that, he served Unity Ministries in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Wilmington, North Carolina. He was ordained in 2007. And his master's thesis was entitled Inner Vision and Synchronicity, Dream Work as taught by Charles Fillmore and Carl Jung. So let's just welcome Reverend Russell Highland.
Hey everyone, it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you this evening. And every time I listen to an airplane go overhead or see it go overhead, I imagine it taking all this energy that we're creating to all the corners of the country. So let us just know that energy carries a power with it, and they're taking it wherever they are going. So we want to give thanks, guys. Spread the word. Stand up for humanity. This wonderful song we just heard reminded us and told us that love's in need of love because hate's going around and spreading. And the Southern Poverty Law Center has reminded us that the number of hate groups in this country is growing. And I hate to bring up that particular statistic, but there is something we can do about it. In fact, in 2018, the group reported a 7% rise in the number from the year before, up to a number of 1,020 groups they are monitoring, which is a 30% increase from 2014. And most of these groups have some sort of an agenda to spread fear or anger or violence or hatred for any number of different reasons. Or we might say diluted ideas. But we cannot be cynical. We cannot just ignore them. We cannot act like they are going to go away, because if hate's spreading around, it's growing. Unless, of course, we measured something else. Because as I looked at this statistic, I thought to myself, something is noticeably missing in the equation and in the reporting. It's not fair, it's not balanced, because we have not counted the number of love groups in this country. Now I just want to know by show of hands, how many of you belong to a love group? Whether it is a faith community, a community service organization, an organization that works to make sure that marginalized populations and the hungry and the lonely and the fearful are having their needs met. Those are what love groups do. Every one of these individuals is a leader in a love group, and I belong to several myself, and I want to write to the SPLC and say, hey folks, I love you, I love your work you're doing. You've left off an important piece of the equation. What if we measured everything that our love groups are doing? What about the work for liberty and justice for all? What about the work of making sure that our electoral districts make sense and are not gerrymandered to favor whoever happened to have the pen in their hand and drew the map at that time? Love groups do things like that. Love groups are tough too, because we do work in mercy. We make sure the hungry are fed, we make sure the lonely have companionship, and we do the work in justice that addresses the causes for those things in the first place. We look at the genocidal treatment of Native Americans and say, what can we do about that? We look about the history of redlining and say, what can love do about that? We look at the reasons why women are paid less than men for the same work and say, what can we do about that from a point of view of love? That's a lot of work. And if you listen to any one of these folks, you're not going to have to worry about a single thing to do for the rest of your life. I want to stand up for humanity by engagement, with love in what I do, with love in the justice work that I do. But this love must be for everyone. The scriptures remind us that he makes the rains to shine, to fall on the just and the unjust. Everyone is a beloved creation of the Creator. And so when we do our love work, when we do our justice work, we must do so with that same spirit. I want to close with a few words from somebody who did that very thing. Early in the Christian era, it wasn't even the Christian era, Paul, the apostle to the Gentiles, spreading the message of Christ to people who were not Jewish. Oh, it's a long, convoluted history. We don't have time to get into it. Was persecuted because he taught a message of empowerment and love for everybody. And what he said was this in his letter to the Romans: let love be genuine. Hate what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with mutual affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Do not lag in zeal. Very important. Do not lag in zeal. But be ardent in the Spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in suffering. Persevere in prayer. Contribute to the needs of the saints. Extend hospitalities to strangers and their children, even if they are in detention centers. Oh, it gets better. 3, bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse them. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be haughty, but associate with the lowly. Do not claim to be wiser than you are. Do not repay anyone evil for evil, though it is the most tempting thing to do. But take thought for what is noble in the sight of all. If it is possible, so far as it depends on you, and it does depend on you, and it depends on me, live peaceably with all. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave room for the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. He's talking about the law of cause and effect. Don't get what's coming to him. That is not your job. No. If your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them something to drink. For by doing this, you will heap burning coals on their heads. Do not overcome evil, be overcome by evil, but rather overcome evil with good. Stand up for humanity, because this is what a love group does. And this is a love group. Can I get an amen? Amen.
So this was the time in our program where we were going to be having one of our primary speakers, Miss Marianne Williamson. And, she's preoccupied with something called a campaign. And there's something happening in Iowa. And I understand that Iowa is one of the major caucuses. And so she was called away to that and is not able to be with us. But she did do a slight recording to acknowledge all of us. So if we can we just play a few words from Marianne in honor of this event?
Hi, I'm really sorry that I can't be in Washington on Saturday, August 10th at 6 p.m. for the Stand Up for Humanity event at the Lincoln Memorial. If I could be, I would be there, because I understand that Reverend Sylvia Sumter and the Unity Church of D.C. is onto something that is as important as anything else we can do, and that is that when we stand together for love, we stand together for forgiveness, we stand together for peace, we are doing this for humanity. And I don't think anything is more important right now. We are ushering in a whole new holistic way of seeing the world and being in the world, not just in terms of our medical health, but in terms of our societal health. We need things to change on the outside, and we need to see things change on the inside. And people gathering at the Lincoln Memorial, this is such an American ritual. It's such a strong field of possibility when people stand for something at the Lincoln Memorial. So Saturday, August 10th, 6 p.m., I'm in such support, and even though I won't be able to be there physically, I will be thinking about you guys. I will be joining with you in the spirit that will then emanate all around this country and really all over this world, particularly at such a time as this. We must cast the light that casts out darkness. We must extend the love that casts out fear. We must extend the peace that casts out violence, that casts out hatred. This is serious, serious work, and I commend you for doing it. I commend Sylvia Sumter. I commend the church. Let's get these engines of peace and love and happiness moving full force. This is as important as anything we can do. Let's do it now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marianne. And, let's thank her for bringing the narrative of peace and love and a high moral principles and values into our system. So we give her a hand for that. And now we're going to hear some music from wonderful Unity of Washington, D.C.'s choir. So let's listen up. country. Is America the beautiful, where brotherhood shines from sea to shining sea. Thank you, choir. And how about a little bit of poetry right now? All right, let's bring on Miss Patricia Williams. Patricia is a dynamic voice in her workplace and in her community. Miss Williams' inspiring voice has been heard as an on-air host, radio personality for Urban One, and is now heard as she performs original and commissioned poetry, or as she reads from her first book, Epiphany Poems, published in 2017. So, we're welcoming Miss Patricia Williams.
We are the ones. That's right, we the ones. Humanity summons us out of those cozy, personal, sacred spaces, those traces of our familiar, those temples tightly woven nests, designed for us and by us and with our permission, and for all intents and purposes appearing to gather us up at the seams. We are the ones. We are those ones doing good works, availing and leaning into our collective energies, taking that quantum leap, standing for truth and for courage and for fortitude, peace, righteousness, tolerance, diversity, compassion, love, charity, integrity, understanding, morality. We stand for humanity. We are humanity's breath. We are humanity's voice. We are humanity's heart. We are humanity's soul. We are the steady, electric, vibrant pulse of all that is life and of the living. One mind, power in humanity's epic memory. We are the ones. We are the ones, propelled and ushered in by the one, yes, that one. The one who shows up as us, in us, was us, and will forever be us. The we whom we choose to see. Born of peace, nurtured through time, guided by chance, molded in grace, and then humanity calls. She calls us from our perceived safe slumbers, summoning us out of those cozy, personal, sacred spaces, those traces of our familiar, those temples and tightly woven nests, and into the light of dignity and strength and renewal and possibility and promise and hope. Because we be the ones, we those ones, unearthing the just, no illusion, no confusion, no twisted visions or contorted lenses. One voice, one people in unison, one ambition, freedom, freedom, freedom. We be the ones, yes, those ones, strolling that crooked stroll, gliding that clouded glide, tasting the pure, sweet beauty and bounty of what it is to be worthy. We be the ones, yes, those ones, only and only because we are those ones. We the ones summoned out of those cozy, personal, sacred spaces, those traces of our familiar, those temples and tightly woven nest. We stand firm, knowing and owning that it is us whom we seek. We be fearless, we be boundless, we be liberated. We respond swiftly to humanity. We respond swiftly to humanity's urging, stepping beyond and outside and across ourselves and into what we have been called into being. We the ones. Yeah, we the ones. We the brave, the steadfast and focused on the light of good, affirming our truth. We be the people, you, we, me, you, native and immigrant, woman and men, people of color, Anglo, believers and non-believers, the able and disabled, and across the Kinsey scale from gay to straight. We be the ones called to be the keepers of truth. Truths be gatekeepers. Greater truths be we keeping. We are the ones. Yeah, those ones. You, we, me, us, we, you, me. The plan is on point, people. Our purpose is assured. The path is before us. We are one people on the planet. Humanity is calling, folks. Stand up.
Our next speaker is one who I'm sure many are familiar with, doing a great and mighty work across the globe, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. Yes. He is the founder and spiritual leader of the Agape International Spiritual Center, highly regarded for his teaching on the science of inner transformation. Dr. Beckwith embraces a practical approach to spirituality that acknowledges the accelerated pace of our contemporary times. Things are moving fast, friends. His unique transmission of spiritual practices include meditation, affirmation, prayer, and life visioning that enable the practitioner to take the experience of inner peace coupled with awakened awareness into the activities of everyday life. Let us welcome Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith.
She be the one. Peace and blessings, everybody. It is my joy and my honor to be here with you today, taking a stand for humanity, a vibrational stand for humanity. I want to thank Reverend Sylvia for inviting me. I had to be here. I want you to just look around the room, this large room, for a moment and notice the people sitting around you and in back of me. And be aware that each of these beings are a composite spiritual idea containing the entire cosmos, and that each of us are mandated to express the cosmos in a way that has never happened before. Look at one of the beings sitting next to you and just say, my. There is so much potential in you. There is so much power in you. There's so much beauty in you. And you have come to set it free, to make a mighty difference on this planet, and to help change the world for the better. Let's be about this in the here and now. Do a high five, touch and agree with each other, and realize that Reverend Sylvia has brought us together to create a dynamic field of love and the beauty and intelligence. A field, as I like to say, that it is real as electromagnetism, as real as gravity. It's a field that's calling us to come out from among them. The fear, the doubt, the worry, the hate, and to be lifted into an awareness of our oneness with God Almighty, God all beauty, God all joy, and each other, that we may anchor peace on earth as it is in the mind of the infinite. We know that peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the dynamic of harmonizing good, which means that there's something within us that is real and righteous, that must begin to express itself on an ever-increasing level. We're standing up for humanity, and as our Reverend Tony reminded us here, humanity, people say, I love humanity. Well, that's an abstract concept. You can't love humanity. Humanity has flesh and bones. Humanity has color on their skin, or not. Humanity comes from all over the world. Humanity are people. And if you don't love people, if you don't love the people that are around you, if you don't love the people that disagree with you, if you don't love the people from other nations, if you don't love people from other religions, other sexual orientations, you can't say I love humanity. That's abstract. And so we're rising up today to taking a stand for humanity, to stand in that awareness that we are not here to try to save the world. We're here trying to serve an emerging paradigm. It's a whole different thing. You don't want to save the world full of bigotry and racism. You don't want to save that world that's full of hate speech and lines of demarcation that provide a sense of separation. We're not trying to save that world. We're seeking to serve the emerging paradigm, an energy, a cosmic unfolding, a destiny of good that's within us. We're seeking to serve that paradigm in such a way that we're anchoring this realm of heaven on earth as it is in the mind of love, intelligence, and beauty. Because you see, the planet and the world are not the same thing. The planet, that's Gaia, that's Mother Earth, that's rivers and rainforests, oceans and mountains and deserts. That's the planet, you see. But the world is held together by synergetic conversations and beliefs and perceptions, which is why individuals can stand on the same place in the same planet and be in different worlds. We're not trying to save a world of disenfranchisement. We're not trying to save a world of hate. We're seeking to serve a paradigm that is rich and beautiful and magnificent. You see, the most dangerous people on the world are people without a vision that I've just described. The most dangerous, you don't want to be around dangerous people. Dangerous people on the world, people who don't have the vision to see that which is in the highest and best within all of us. Now, of course, vision without action is a fantasy, and action without vision is chaos. So today we're raising our awareness to catch a vision and to articulate what it means to be humane, what it means, what humanity means to us, to catch it, to articulate it, to be pulled by it, and then so it doesn't fold into fantasy, to take action, to take deeds, to take conversations, and to build a world that is within us that works for the highest and best of all, and to walk with that dynamic. You see, as we look around and we're feeling the individuals who are on Facebook Live, and we don't know how many people there are, but it doesn't matter, because we are a part of a vibrational, powerful minority on the planet, meaning that it doesn't matter how many of us are. We know the old statement that one with God is a majority. Well, one with God is unanimous. You see, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, whatever it is, that come into this frequency and vibration. We are keenly aware through science that all thoughts are not created equal. That a thought vibrating from the field of love has made more gain and more power than a thought emanating from a sense of separation. So us gathered here and those around the world who are looking in, as we are vibrating at a higher level and coming into real thinking that is the inspiration of God Almighty, all beauty, all joy, all power, as that begins to take over our life quantumly, we understand what Jesus the Christ meant when he said, as I am lifted up, I draw all unto me. We understand as we enter into that frequency, we draw humanity into that dynamic, not fighting the paradigm we don't want to live in, but living in the paradigm of love and of beauty and wholeness and wellness and oneness and togetherness until it becomes so strong that the walls of Jericho of negativity and fear and doubt and worry that has hijacked the mind of so many come tumbling down vibrationally. This is where we are today. This is what we're about. And so we can say to number 45 occupying the White House, cut out the hate speech that foments the violence from some of our weak-minded brothers and sisters. We can say to the politicians, we have to have a license to drive. We have to have a business license. We got to have a license to hold some guns up in here. You see, we can say in substance that we begin to put our feet with our prayers and begin to put action with our vision. Then the world that is seen by limitless love intelligence will become so real to us that it will manifest. It will compel us into right action. You will love people that you don't like. You'll do good for people that do evil against you. You won't be able to help yourself. The love will just bubble up because you know as you see the luminosity in each other that you're not loving a personality or a constellation of shifting personalities. You're loving the light and the luminosity that lies within us all. Oh, we're taking a vibrational stand for humanity. A vibrational stand for humaneness. A vibrational stand for love and the quality of dynamic good flowing through us so that we can stand with a greater readiness. Each of us being the singular manifestation of a cosmic destiny that is unfolding, and that life is progressive, life is going to win, love is going to win, peace is going to win, joy is going to win, prosperity is going to win, harmony is going to win. Anything that's progressive and vibrating at the higher level will outlast and outdo hate. We are standing in that frequency, in that vibration. You, me, we, together. And so look around one more time. See the beings that are around you. See the love and the peace and the joy and the beauty that's within us all. And then look into your mind's eye and see some of our sick, weak-minded people that are prone to violence, and release a dynamic prayer that you might see the truth about them, because if we don't see it, nobody will. If we don't see it and call it forth, it won't come out. We have to recognize it. And so this is the strength that we have, because the opposite of courage is conformity. You did not arrive on planet Earth to walk lockstep in the status quo and to let the world be the way it is when you got here. No, 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 no. Right in this field right now, your ancestors are here cheering you on. In this fear, your descendants, your unborn, are saying, make the world better before I get there. They're both standing in this field. Each of us were imprinted the moment we were born with the milieu of what was going on in society, in our family. We want the vibrational imprint to be a print of love and of harmony and of compassion and generosity and forgiveness as a way of living. And so we're saying in substance, we're injecting into the newest sphere, into the mental atmosphere of the planet, a dynamic of a whole soul love, a whole soul peace, a vision of a kind and just global society, not allowing immature patriotism to shrink our perception that we're all citizens on this earth, and that regardless of where you were born, you're no less than anyone else. Elitism has got to go. And so for those whose minds have been hijacked by separation, elitism, fear, doubt, worry, lack, and limitation, take your mind back. Take it back. Stand in a spiritual practice that allows you to clear the filters so that you can see the same dream that Dr. King saw. That you can see the vision until it becomes more real to you than the chairs you're sitting on, and then you're pulled into right action. From the smallest little deed to monumental things, it doesn't matter. The Spirit of the living God doesn't know quantity, it only knows quality. So if you infuse your whole being into the smallest task, the entire universe is there. You, we, us are taking a vibrational stand for the collective destiny of humanity and anchoring it on earth as it is in limitless love, intelligence. That's what you are. Peace and richest blessings to you.
Bringing it home. Bringing that truth home. And I want you, I don't know if you can see, but look at Lincoln back there. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Yes. That's powerful. So before we go and we take our lights, because part of this was for us to bring our light into the nation's capital, for us to bring our peace and our hope and our vision, as Reverend said, our vision for the world that we are creating right now. But we want to anchor that energy and thought and vibration into the heart and out into this world. And so a part of this anchoring, if you will, as we bring our time to a close, before we gather around the reflecting pool, I'm going to bring on Reverend Paulette Piper, keeper of the flame, to anchor the vision, the words, the energy that we have heard and we have said yes to anchor it in our hearts. Reverend Paulette Piper is a gifted meditation teacher, best known for hosting the popular lively meditation mindfulness practices radio program called Touching the Stillness. It's on Unity Online Radio. And with a distinctive, mesmerizing voice and reputation for leading heartfelt meditations, she masterfully creates rich, sacred experiences around a wide range of traditional and unexpected meditation practice, making them both practical and accessible for daily application. So she's the keeper of the flame for Unity Worldwide Ministries. Let us bring and welcome Reverend Paulette Pipe.
You got to change it. See how that one is? Okay.
Good evening. I invite you to put aside anything that you might be holding in your hands and adjust your position in your seat so that you're sitting upright in a way that you can take in the whole and entire breath that brings us into convergence in this moment. We let all the words that have been spoken and all the intentions that have been put forth to land in our hearts at the very cells of our body, in the very atoms of our being, so that they will not go void and fall flat, but they will fertilize the love that is within us. That fear will not be fertilized, but love will be fertilized and will blossom into activity that goes beyond the words. So we center ourselves in this moment by taking in a deep and deliberate breath. Breathe in, hold that breath, and exhale all the air. One more time, a deep breath in, and exhale all the air. Feel your shoulders fall from around your ears. Feel yourself unclench and unlock every part of your being. And just breathe in and breathe out. There is only one presence and one power of love, and it is right here at the very center of our being. It is radiating forth from each of us who have been called together for this time, in this place, in this configuration that will never be again repeated. Take a breath. Let the words that have been spoken ripple out on this water and become one with its molecules. Let its vibration be raised. Let it sphere through the atmosphere. Let it spiral up into the heavens, down into the earth, and radiate out from each of us as we move forth to do that which is ours to do, which we have been called for at this time, that we have been given and equipped with every resource that we need to make it possible. There is no impossibility, there is no fear, there is no doubt. It now leaves and returns to its native nothingness from whence it has come. We are empowered, we are strengthened, we are filled, we are illuminated, we are strengthened. We are the ones, and we say yes. Yes. And it is the spirit of light and love within us that will do the work. So we take a breath in and a breath out, and we listen in the stillness of this moment, in the stillness of the silence. And now we choose to trust, knowing that as we allow that vibration of love that is fertilized within us to do its mighty and powerful work, we can go forth and do mighty things. And as the scripture in Galatians 6:9 reminds us, do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. So drink in the Spirit and be quenched by the living water that will sustain our faith, that will sustain us in our activity, that will sustain us in moments of doubt, and let the doubt flee. For this is possible. Peace is possible. We are here to stand for both. And so it is, and so we let it be, as these words go forth now and accomplish as they have been decreed, in the name, through the authority, and under the power of that living light and love that fuels and equips us to do the work. Amen, amen, amen. Namaste.
Before we proceed out with our light, I want us to hold the vision and to imagine a world of what's possible. Let's welcome Christopher Prince as he brings us Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us, on the sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't harder to do. Nothing to kill or to die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You might say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live. as a
Mr. Christopher Prince. Well, beloved ones, we've come to this point in our gathering where we want to remember that we truly are the light of the world, and that we've come here to energetically bring our light not only to the nation's capital but to the world. And so I'm going to invite everybody who's gathered, those who are on the steps, if you have a flashlight or a cell phone light, I want you to turn your love light on now. Turn your light on. Those of you who are joining us, if you'll come around on the memorial, bring out your phones. That's right. Thank you. And let's light up the world. So as I would love for us to do, can we move out from this place and surround the waters, the reflecting pool, with our light? And as we do so, just walk around and surround on either side so that we see a sea of light for the nation's capital. And I'm going to ask, could you please play some music as we move out? Carolyn? There you go. You all can stay.
उसके पश्चात आपको इस ईश्वरीय सेवा में समर्पित रूप से सेवाएं देने की इच्छा जागृत हुई।
एक दिन जो है ट्रक में हम डुप्लीकेट वायलेशन लेके जा रहे थे, तो सामने से एक बड़ा ट्रक जो आया और मैं ट्रक के हमारे जो ऑटो रिक्शा जो टेम्पो था उसके पीछे में मैं बैठा था, और उस समय में मेरे को उस समय में टचिंग हुआ। तो उस समय में बाबा की याद में बैठा था, उस समय संकल्प आया। तो उस समय में जैसे जो ट्रक वाला ने जो टेम्पो को ये ठोकर मारे, तो उस समय में जो है जो पीछे में जो ऑयल के जो ड्रम थे 250 लीटर के ड्रम थे 3, और उस से वो ठोकर मारे तो उस समय में मैंने दोनों पैर जो है अपने ऊपर किए, और यदि समझो ऊपर नहीं करते थे तो मेरे दोनों ही टांगे टूट जाते थे। फिर 1981 में मधुबन से डायरेक्शन आया था। जो मधुबन में पहले डायरेक्शन आया था, जो 6 मास के ने मधुबन में सेवा में आना चाहते हैं तो मधुबन में वो आ सकते हैं। फिर उसके बाद में 15 दिन के बाद में साइंस सेंटर पर फिर वापस कुमार के दादी का लेटर आया, तो 6 मास की जगह पर 3 मास के ने मधुबन में सेवा के लिए आ सकते हैं। उसके बाद उस समय में हम जिस्मानी सर्विस करते थे, तो हमारे जो लोग के जो बहुत